welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Ormark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we're looking at a freebie. Celebration runs to the end of this month. There's not a lot of time to go. And for £45 spend anywhere else in the annual catalogue or the spring mini, if you spend £45, you can get this absolutely free. Now, I'm not into carrots. I've got no interest in carrots at all, really. I might do one for a friend who's got an allotment, and you know, I could do it for there. But it's one that I thought I'm not going to use very much. However, being a demonstrator, I obviously buy quite a lot of products, and there are things that I think, oh, well, I've had all of these free celebration ones. Let's have a look at this and what else I can do with it. So, love the sentiments. Look at you. It looks like spring, because obviously we're coming into spring now. There's no one quite like you. Love you. Thanks. Hey there. I wouldn't use the everything's coming up carrots, but you know, thanks a bunch, and you could do it on a floral card or whatever. So the sentiments are great. And I love these leaves and these little sort of spriggy things, which obviously are meant to go as the tops of the carrot, but I think that they could be sort of little floral images, and the leaves we can do for a spring card. So that's the idea. Spring colours. So I've chosen a, I think this is Blushing Bride, 1/4 of an inch smaller. I've stamped out already in the polished pink because I'm using lots of pinks. It looks like spring. I didn't have any scraps that were going to be big enough to go over, and I didn't want to cut out of this one in a die. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put 2 pieces like this, light and dark, put them together when we get to that on the card in a minute, and then that's going to go in over the top. So I'm going to do that bit first, because we're going to work round with the stamps. I think, no, I'm going to do that last actually, because then I'm going to have to, if I did it first and it was higher, when I stamp this, it might come over the edge. So those are our sort of colour palettes. I've taken Polished Pink, I've taken Blushing Bride, I've taken Flirty Flamingo, and I've taken Fresh Freesia. So pinky and a little bit of purple in there, I think will look lovely. So let's start with, we're going to take this little leaf one and we're going to put it on. It looks sort of similar to a oak leaf, which I know just comes in green, but I'm doing it in sort of blossom colours. There's free license when you're doing you know, stamps and things. So I'm going to take one and put it at that angle. Oops, didn't really get that one out very well, did I? Let's see if I can get that in a little bit better. That's better. We'll take it over to the other side. 2 sides to the paper. It helps when you ink it up properly. So, right, that's 1. That's 2. And we'll have that as 3. Okay, so that's in the Blushing Bride. Then we're going to take the Flirty Flamingo, because I want it all fresh, bright cards for, and as I say, you can see me just sort of turning things around as I go. Maybe we'll have that coming in that way. Okay, so that's the Flirty Flamingo and Blushing Bride. You can see how the pinks work really nicely together. Then we'll have the Polished Pink. And I can take that in, one in that way, one in that way, in that way. And then I've got the fresh freesia, which is just sort of a little bit of a purpley hue coming in, but I really like this. I think it's a nice one, and again just adds that pastel colours coming through. So we'll take this one, ink it up nicely, one down on there, and then maybe this might actually cover up a bit, but doesn't matter, we'll see. I'm not doing it right to the edge, and I'll tell you why, because I want to put some of the other pieces in that will come in over the edge. So that's our leaf part. Now I'm going to take this long spriggy part, but I don't want to do the stalks on it. I just want to do the top part. So I can put it on here, but I just want to do the top. So if I just go like that, I should be able to then just take a little bit like that, because then that gives us just that little bit of sort of floral in on there. And I'm just doing a couple of those in the different colours because I want the colours to come out. As I say, when you put it in, I'm gonna have it in the Flirty Flamingo. If you put it in the with the carrot, it obviously looks like a carrot top, but it is quite pretty and it will look quite nice just as a bit of a, you know, a florally bit coming through just for our springtime. And as I say, this is a very simple, easy card. It's anything overly complicated. Let's put one just in that way. So you can see I'm turning around as I'm going, because then I've got the different colours in. Let's have the polished pink, which again is a lovely one. Take that on there. I can take one in there, which is quite nice. Should we take another one in down on there like that? I think that's quite pretty, and maybe one in on here. That might get covered up, not quite sure yet. So those are those ones. I'll keep this one out because I want to take, there's a smaller one which is this one, and then this one can come in and be just a little bit like that. I'm just, as you can see, just sort of dotting it about. We need some other colours in here. What colours haven't I used very much of? The purpley one. So the fresh freesia, let's take a little bit of this out. And as I say, this is a very simple, you can just have it as the, it's really just showing the background, but just taking something which is a little bit different and just taking this, sort of turning it around as I go so that it just comes in a little bit. That's, I think's about right. You don't want to over egg it. Now we've got these lovely little speckly pieces which tie it all in together. Now am I going to keep it in the same pinks, or am I going to take it completely different? I could take it completely different and just use something like black or whatever, but I don't think so. I think I'm going to add the Flirty Flamingo, I think is the one that I want to take. So these are just sort of little speckledy pieces. So I just want to take them one like that, one like that. So I'm just, you can see, just sort of putting it across so that it fills in some of these blanks and just ties stuff in together. Little spots are quite good because they don't have to be perfect. And it doesn't matter if they go over things a bit. So I've done all of that sort of in the Flirty Flamingo to just bring all of that together a bit. Then we are going to, this is going to go in on here like that. So that brings those colours in as well. We're then going to take these pieces. Now I wanted I think I want the dark on the top and the light underneath. So I'm just going to take some wet glue. Make sure that I've got them the right way. It doesn't really matter which way up I put it, does it? No. So a little bit of wet glue. And then I want that to come in sort of down on the centre about there. Okay, and then I need to take the other one in underneath. So I need to make sure that I've got that's perfect. So let me just put some glue on here. And as I say, it's a way of using up your scraps so that you do, you've got two tonal colours in on there as your base. I can put this in underneath so that it goes in together. Now you could do it so that it you could put it onto a piece of card and then put that in over the top, but I just want to have this in over like that. So if I'd done it onto the card, I could have put it up with dimensionals, but I'm trying to just make this as simple as I can. So this is then going to come in over the top like that. Just put that in on the centre. I've got about 1/4 of an inch around there, but that looks quite nice that you've got the two tones in on there. That's going to come in on there. And then I just took one of the leaves and have just cut it out, put it on a dimensional, couple of dimensionals, just add a little bit of interest at the end, and we can put that in probably that way. Am I going to, because that one is already in underneath, isn't it, in the pink? That way or this way? That way, I think. Like it on the right. So I'm just going to put it over the top of that one, just happen to be like that. And then that gives that just a little bit of height in on there. And I've used, as you can see, 3 of the colours in the background and the front, and it just makes it something very simple and easy. So you wouldn't have thought from a carrot card that you could make a pretty sort of pinky, blossomy spring card with all of the pretty pink spring colours that will be coming out of the blossoms and things very easily, just with the free celebration. So it just shows, think outside the box a little bit and come up with something which is quite fun. So thank you so much for watching me. As always, please stay safe and well, please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye bye.